NATO states prepare to defy Brussels and attend Russia's May 9th military parade, commemorating 80 years since the Soviet victory in the Great Patriotic War. European Union Foreign Policy Chief Kaja Kallas sounded the alarm following a meeting of EU foreign ministers, warning that participation by EU or candidate country leaders in the Moscow event would have consequences.
Any participation in the 9th of May parades or celebrations in Moscow will be not taken lightly on the European side, considering that Russia is really waging a full-scale war in Europe. We made it very clear that we don't want any candidate country to participate in these events on the 9th of May in Moscow, so that was very clear. The message was there.
Despite those warnings, Russia's guest list reveals deeper fractures within Europe. According to Russian media, invitations have gone out to leaders of China, India, and Brazil, as well as EU member Slovakia and Serbia, which is actively pursuing EU membership. Hungary is also reportedly on the list. The presence of leaders from major blocs signals Moscow's growing diplomatic reach while exposing disunity within the EU and NATO. Slovak Prime Minister Robert Fico wasted no time in publicly rejecting Kallas's threats. Taking to Facebook, he declared, "Mrs. Kallas's warning and threats are disrespectful, and I protest against them."
EU High Representative for Foreign Affairs, Kaja Kallasova cuts the leaders of EU countries before participating in the Victory Day celebrations in Moscow in May. I'm going to Moscow on May 9th. Is Kallas's warning blackmail or a declaration that I will face repercussions upon my return? I do not know, but I do know that it is 2025, not 1939.
Fico escalated his criticism, accusing the EU of abandoning democratic principles and overstepping its authority.
Kallas's warning confirms that in EU we need a discussion about the essence of democracy. Mrs. Kallasova, I would like to inform you that I am the legitimate Prime Minister of Slovakia, a sovereign country. No one can tell me where to or not to travel.
The Kremlin responded swiftly. Spokesman Dmitry Peskov dismissed Kallas's remarks as very, very harsh and insisted that European nations have the sovereign right to make their own decisions. Russia's foreign ministry also struck a confrontational tone. Spokeswoman Maria Zakharova lashed out at Brussels over reports that Serbia's EU candidacy could be jeopardized if President Alexander Vučić attends the Moscow parade. Zakharova condemned the alleged threats as Euro-Nazism in a fiery Telegram post. Her comments followed a Financial Times report citing EU pressure on Vučić, warning of serious consequences, including blocking Serbia's path to EU accession. Kallas has called for EU leaders to demonstrate unity with Ukraine by avoiding the parade. But with Moscow drawing in allies from both East and West, the event may serve as a diplomatic triumph for Russia and a stark test of cohesion for the European Union.